Peace, peace, queen. How are you doing? All right, so we're doing your weekly astrology for the 20th through the 26th. And last week we left off with Sunday, talking a little bit about the Venus retrograde happening right after the full moon in Gemini. And so I'm just going to do a quick little recap. Depending on where we are at. I'm just checking to see if anything changed. No, it all pretty much looks the same. All right. So Monday, the moon moves into Cancer. Now, Cancer is a little bit more emotional, a little bit more inward. This also focuses on family, the public, home and family, the public, and your generational line, your bloodline, your childhood, and financial security. And so I can see you have this in the second house, so you're probably heavily focused on building that financial security right now. How are you going to do that? What does that look like? Getting your budget in order. Maybe even your values have changed around that now with everything that has happened. Or this could be very nostalgic where you're just kind of reminiscing about those things. It could be one and the same where you're reminiscing like, damn, I wish when I was growing up, my family saved money for me. Then I wouldn't be going through this now. And so you're practicing that in your daily family life, Like, I don't want you guys, my kids, to have to go through what I went to. So you're kind of breaking some kind of generational curse around those themes. That could definitely be a thing. Or again, it could genuinely just be the festive, the celebration of the festivities. We are in holiday season, and now's the time that people are spending more time with family and just being very nostalgic, just talking about the past and what you used to do, how you grew up, and, all the gifts that you've ever gotten, things like that could just be a major topic right now. This could even be shopping. Shopping for the family, figuring out what gifts you're going to get. And what does that look like for you? We got Lilith and Gemini. Yep. So there's nothing else there. Or maybe even perhaps you're running your home a little differently. Or again, changing some traditions. Yeah. All right. And then Mercury's in Uranus. Where is Mercury? Oh, Mercury. Mercury's in Capricorn in your 8th house. I love that. That accentuates that Cancer energy and everything that I just said. So on the one hand, you could be having Mercury conversations with siblings. Again, family, a partnership. Right now with the 8th house, you kind of add your partner or partnership in the conversation on how you want to conduct your family financially. What securities are you setting up for your family financially? Again, these are taxes, debt, insurances type things. And how are you innovatively going about that? Now, when I think of Uranus now in the sign of Taurus, by the way, which is your 1st house, but it's in your 12th house, I feel like two things could be going on here. Again, you're just thinking, you're considering first and foremost, changing perhaps some kind of tradition, family traditions, things that you've done in the past that you learned from your family. And you're considering, what do you want to do differently? Another thing with Uranus and Taurus is about money. This is about money. This is about your now it could be a creative project, and that's the way you're viewing how to make money, but it's Uranus is technology, and so I see this as all this Bitcoin. It could just be investments, but maybe even taking a class, getting educated on some of these newer ways to make money. I know for sure it's definitely been something that's been coming up in my life heavily. As a single mom, being able to work from home, I've been challenging myself, like, how the hell can I still do what I absolutely love and make more money? And so I've been taking a few different investment classes through voice walk-ins and just challenging myself. Now, we are in a retrograde, so we're not trading or doing any of those things, just learning, right? Just learning and trying to think differently. That's what Uranus is, thinking outside the box, how to creatively think about how to live your life, right? Uranus wants freedom to do what it is, whatever you want, you know, and make money, right? And how do you make money? Taurus. So your values and ideas can be wildly stretching right now, and you got Uranus challenging you around these things. But because it's in the 12th house, you could be having dreams, visions. It could be very underneath the surface where you might not even know what that is right now until this transit finishes. Or again, you're just researching, studying, thinking, just trying to wrap your mind around it, right? Or this could just be that you're awakening in some way, somehow around these types of themes. And spirituality, for sure, is a big topic in the 12th house. And you're questioning, you know, does this follow within my beliefs? Am I going to be successful if I do this? You know, what are the consequences? What are the risks? Taurus wants to know the risks. You know, is it stable? Is it reliable? Is it secure? Things of that nature. Okay. So that's how I see that coming up. Just assessing the many different creative ways to make money. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. All right. And then Tuesday, let's see what we got going on for Tuesday. The sun enters Capricorn. Where is the sun now? Why is the sun not in Capricorn? Let's see. Oh, because it's later in the day. So the sun will move into Capricorn on Tuesday after being in Sagittarius for a few weeks. And that was all about festivities, adventure, traveling. We're having the winter solstice. So if you celebrate, you know, whatever traditions around that. Or it could just be you're celebrating Christmas, right? What does that look like for you? Are you doing any manifestations for that? This is, again, really good energy for, like, New Year's resolutions, right? So if you're not into manifestations, it's like What New Year's resolutions do you have for yourself for the year? And this is a perfect time to kind of have that discussion about what you want those things to be. What do you want them to look like? And then, you know, how are you setting up your daily life's routines to accomplish those things? Then it's rest. I think because the moon is void, of course. Yeah, the moon is going to be void. And so you might not even really have any energy on Tuesday to do much of anything later in the day, later in the day. And then Wednesday, the moon enters Leo, and you'll get a bright new start, a fresh start on Wednesday. Let me just change it. Wednesday. All right. Because a fiery Leo moon is you're gonna get stuff done. You know what I mean? This could be, again, more shopping, right? If you have any errands or anything to do, or just a very productive work day, you know, because Leo's going to give some energy to want to do that. And it's fiery passion. So when I think of Leo, I think of fire. When I think of the moon, I think of passion. So you're going to be, you know, fiery, passionate about whatever it is you're doing. Or this could be a little bit more playful, focused on the children, or any creative projects. And then the moon will oppose Saturn. So where is Saturn? In the 9th house. And now opposites are always, you know, can be a difficult transit. But typically it wants you to find a middle ground. So let's see what you got going on. Oh, so yeah. So to me, this is what this looks like from a day to day, is that there are some restrictions or something that come up, and it's like, how are you going to meet in the middle? Or are you going to just be super flexible about the situation and find something else to do? So say if you had a very particular plan on Wednesday to do something from beginning of the day to end of the day, and then something happens, like your car breaks down, or there's traffic in the road where you would typically want to go, and I don't know, maybe there is another way to go. Maybe there's really not. The traffic might make you late for a specific appointment due to some road construction or something like that. Or one of the kids gets sick, you know, and so now you can't go. You got to attend to the children. You know, something in your day somewhere somehow gets kind of like changed for some reason, and you're not gonna be able to do what it was you might have intended to do. So you got to move some things around, and you'll be spending the day rescheduling perhaps, or rerouting, or you know, being flexible enough to have to do something else. If you are traveling, this could definitely be a reroute and having to travel, or a delay. So maybe you had a 10 a.m. flight. Now it's changed to 3 p.m. You know, something like that. And that's Venus. So maybe you wanted to go out and do something, but the money's changed. So now you have to switch things around. You know, something to that effect could be going on here. Maybe you wanted to pay for a class, but the money's changed and you can't do it anymore. Or you was going to take a class, but your values changed. You don't even want it anymore. You know, something to that effect could be happening here. So oppositions don't really necessarily have to be that bad. It could just be a change in the wind that ends up ultimately changing your daily routines and plans. Okay. So that could definitely be that there. At the same time, this transit will square Uranus for the last time. Now, I've been talking about this. If you've been following me on my YouTube page, because I'm not sure. Was I? Yeah, because you've been my longest client. So I'm sure I'm going to have confidence and say that I've definitely talked about it before. And I know that I've covered it on my YouTube page. I got a whole video breaking down each and every transit. But this is more so about the old versus the new, governmental structures changing, you know, all this resistance around change that we are kind of seeing out in the world right now. Unfortunately, this can be some kind of upheaval, economic upheaval, governmental upheaval. I really am trying to be positive about this, seeing as it's the third time that we've had this transit, meaning we've been dealing with it, right? And so at this point, I'm really hoping that we come up with solutions this time, as opposed to more restrictions, more, you know, lockdowns. Like, I'm done with it already. But if I'm being quite frank, unfortunately, when the heck has the government ever, like ever, really given us a break? So, you know, same difference. You know, this could be something about more people losing their jobs and having to figure out how they're going to bring money in. I mean, let me see. Let me just stop guessing and look. Where's Uranus? Uranus. Yeah, so it was exactly what I was saying. Finding a different way to make money. It's that Uranus in the 12th house, what I was literally just talking about. You know, so again, something around money could be changing for you. That might be a little bit stressful. It's really going to force you to think differently on how to do that. And again, because you're having this in the 12th house, to be quite frank, at the very least, the things that might come up in the 12th house is actually not a bad house to have this in, because the 12th house is happening more internally, or behind the scenes, or typically it's not even happening to you, but it's happening to somebody in your family or close to you, people that you see on a regular basis going through these types of things. So if you are experiencing these are like addictions, and things that, might be perhaps preventing you, like say you got a spending addiction with Taurus here, or a food addiction here, and it's like causing you from, setting up a budget in such a way where you're saving money as opposed to spending money, or, you have a contract job here where, you know, you work, that, you know, work might not be your problem, but you're working contractually. So you have to get real super creative on how you set up your budget, because, you know, between, I don't know, I'm making it up, from January to March, you don't work. So how are you going to make money? I mean, that's what I see. Again, it could be investments, you know, that you're learning how to invest now. This is like Forex, trade, Bitcoin again. Or again, it's the spiritual thing where you're just fighting with yourself like, damn, you know, I don't want a job. I don't think anybody wants to go back to work at this point. You know, I got my business. I like what I do. You know, how can I expand on that? Or these new waves of income, or thinking about how you're making your income, could be conflicting with your spirituality. Does that align with my beliefs and values? And so it's not so much that you don't have ideas, or you don't know what you want to do. You've probably been doing a lot of research, studying around these different types of things, but it's like, does it feel right? That's what I'm getting for the 12th house. Or you just could be looking for a contract, a contract, whether it's seasonal or not. You're not even worried about that. You don't care. You just need, you got to make money. So you got to reach out to people. And how are you going to, find opportunities without having, partnering and things of that nature with other folks. So that's what I see there. And you being super fiery and passionate about that. The Leo new moon, whatever it is that this is, the Leo new moon is going to give you some oomph to dealing with it. And then Friday, the moon will be in Virgo. And that's going to slow things down again. So this will give you some time to rest, and be more grounded. And this is Christmas Eve, so that's even better. You might get a chance to sleep in or whatnot. And that's a pretty quiet day. And then Saturday is Christmas. Well, let's see. Wednesday. Thursday is more of that energy. I want to see if anything. Yeah. Vesta moved. Wait a minute. We got a full 8th house, so. No, I don't see nothing changing much. All right. Okay, Saturday. Ooh, did I see? Oh no, okay, I thought I missed that. Okay, Saturday is Christmas, and the moon is still in Virgo, so you're still resting and relaxing and celebrating, maybe even catching up with some old friends and whatnot, and just family from the past, especially if you didn't get to celebrate from the pandemic. And that's because Venus is here, connecting with the moon. There's a lot of love, this is overall a really, really, really serene energy. Perfect for a Christmas day. But of course, Pluto and Venus will bring out the worst in weak relationships. And this happens later in the day. But on the upside to that, this could also be an opportunity for forgiveness with this retrograde energy. Because that's really what Pluto wants. Pluto's not coming in to disrupt things just to be disruptive, It's just bringing up, showing us where the cracks are in our foundations for whatever it is we're trying to work on. So if there are any issues or problems going on, they will come up. I'd like to say if it's things that have been going on way in the past, the more likely for the forgiveness. If these things are still new and fresh, I would just say don't contend with people who you're not ready to kind of deal with, or you know that they're not ready, I just try to, just stay away from that for now. It's just not time. But I think the good thing about this is time heals all wounds, right? And so if now is not the time, the beautiful thing about this is that Pluto is in the South Node for the next 18 months. And so we have this whole time. It will get resolved throughout this time, even if that means it doesn't work out for whatever it is. Pluto is going to make sure that, just like we had with Sagittarius in the South Node, we're going to have a clean slate in whatever area of life this is happening for us, which for you is the 8th and the 9th. 8th and the 9th, and 1st and the 7th. So we will have a clean slate by the time, I'd even say the 5th and the 11th, because that's where your natal North and South Node are. Those areas of life are going to get a clean slate at the end of this nodal process. So, all right. And then Sunday, I did do Sunday because I've been covering it anyways. I couldn't help myself. Sunday, the moon moves into Libra, which rules peace and harmony, which is just more evidence that I'm hoping people are more on the forgiveness side. And then Mercury will be in trine with Neptune, which ups that ante even more. And so the possibilities for forgiveness is there. It is there, but I always have to say the good and the bad, because then I get yelled at. People like, you ain't warned me. So just know that turbulence is in the air for all relationships that aren't going well, even your relationship with money. It doesn't even have to be a person. It could be your relationship with, look, what did we cover? Home, family, money, investments, your inner self, your business, partnerships, travel, values, beliefs. Yeah. So it could be all of those things. It doesn't just have to be people. All right. So as usual, Queen, I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.